Paris, the city of love, lights, and pricey lattes. But what if you only had $100 to explore this iconic city in 2025? Could you see the Eiffel Tower, eat croissants, sip espresso, wander museums and still have euros left in your pocket? Or will Paris chew through your budget before lunch? In this video, we're putting it to the test and uncovering what $100 gets you in Paris. Cheap thrills versus tourist traps. Let's see if we can live the Parisian dream without going broke. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more awesome travel guides and make sure you hit the notification bell so that you know when we publish a new video. So now, let's cut to the chase. And at number 1, breakfast in the Latin Quarter, a Parisian start. We begin our $100 Parisian adventure in the cozy and bohemian Latin Quarter, one of the oldest neighborhoods in the city. With narrow cobblestone alleys, ivy-covered buildings and cafe tables spilling onto the sidewalks, it's the perfect place to start your morning. For breakfast, we skip the overpriced tourist cafes and head to a local boulangerie tucked between Rue Mouffetard and Rue des Écoles. For about €6, roughly $6.50, we grab a hot café crème and a buttery croissant or pain au chocolat, served fresh and still warm. You sip your coffee slowly, watching Parisians walk their dogs or flip through the Le Monde at the next table. For sure, this isn't a rushed grab and go, it's a ritual. After breakfast, we stroll through the area, passing by the Pantheon and the historic Sorbonne University. The architecture here tells centuries-old stories, and it doesn't cost €1 to admire. We stop by Shakespeare & Company, the legendary English-language bookstore. You don't need to buy anything to enjoy the nostalgia and literary charm here. Now it's time to move. We pick up a carnet of 10 metro tickets for €16.90, but for today we'll use just one to head toward the Seine. The Paris Metro is efficient, clean and beautifully mapped, and it's one of the cheapest ways to travel across the city. So far, we've spent under €10, and we've already had an authentic Parisian breakfast, explored historic streets, and secured transport for the day. It's a reminder that the Parisian lifestyle isn't always as expensive as it looks, if you start in the right places. At 2, it's Seine-side sights, Notre-Dame to Eiffel views. We emerge from the metro at Saint-Michel and find ourselves steps away from the River Seine, one of the most romantic and iconic arteries of Paris. The best part? Walking along the Seine is completely free, and it's arguably one of the best ways to experience the city. We pass the majestic Notre-Dame Cathedral, still under renovation, but as awe-inspiring as ever. The Gothic facade towers above us, and the view from across the river is just as stunning. There's no need to pay for a tour. We take our time soaking in the details, snapping photos, and people watching on the square. Continuing west along the river, we pass the Louvre Pyramid. Now, entrance to the Louvre is about €17, which would eat into our budget fast. Instead, we walk the Jardin de Tuileries, admiring the sculpture garden and enjoy the free outdoor art. It's peaceful, grand, and full of character. Further along, we make our way to Pont des Arts, the former Love Rock Bridge. It's quieter now, with railings restored, but the views of the Ile de la Cité and the Eiffel Tower in the distance are unbeatable. We don't need a boat cruise or a guided tour, the city is the attraction itself. Finally, we hop on the metro again and ride to Trocadero. Here's where we get that postcard-perfect Eiffel Tower view, with wide steps and fountains leading right up to the Iron Lady. It's crowded, yes, but exhilarating. And best of all, it's free. In this section, we've spent less than €5 total, yet taken in world-famous sights and absorbed the city spirit through architecture, atmosphere, and unforgettable views, all without opening our wallet. Next up at 3, markets, picnics and local eats, food without the fancy price. It's lunchtime in Paris, and while you could easily drop €50 at a tourist trap bistro on the Champs-Élysées, we're going the local and budget-friendly route. We take the metro to Rue Claire, a lively market street not far from the Eiffel Tower, popular among Parisians for fresh, high-quality food. Here we visit a fromagerie and pick up a small wedge of brie or camembert for €4, a still warm half baguette for €1.50, and a small punnet of grapes for around €3. Add in a pastry from a nearby patisserie for €2, and voila! You've got a classic Parisian picnic for under €11. With our picnic goods in hand, we walk over to Champ de Mars, the grassy park beneath the Eiffel Tower. There's no better dining room in the world. We spread out under a shady tree, listen to street musicians nearby, and enjoy our DIY feast surrounded by the hum of locals and tourists alike. After lunch, we walk off the carbs with a slow wander through the streets of the 7th arrondissement, window shopping, admiring local galleries, and stepping into tiny boutique bookstores and wine shops. We resist the urge to splurge, keeping our focus on the experience over expenses. To wrap up this section, we stop by a crepe stand and order a simple sugar and lemon crepe for €3.50. Warm, sweet, and soft with crisp edges, it's an affordable indulgence and one of Paris's best street foods. Trust me, I love them. By the end of this food-focused stretch, we've spent about 14 or 15 euros, but we've eaten like a local, picnic under the Eiffel Tower, and avoided overpriced cafés. Parisian cuisine doesn't have to be exclusive, it just has to be smart. Alright, at 4, hidden gems and free culture, museums, churches and streets. As the afternoon settles in, we shift from famous icons to lesser-known treasures. We head to Montmartre, the old artists' quarter perched on a hill in the north of Paris. The cobbled streets wind upward past cafes and sketch artists. You feel like you've stepped into a painting. The climb itself is free, and the reward is breathtaking. At the top, we visit the stunning Sacré-Cœur Basilica. Entry is completely free, and you can sit on the grand steps outside for a sweeping panoramic view of Paris. Street performers often play guitar here, adding to the magic. We stroll through Place de Tetre, a small square buzzing with artists selling watercolour paintings and doing live sketches. It's lively and full of character, and even though we don't buy anything, the people watching alone is priceless. Then we hop over to La Marais, another gem that balances charm with affordability. The streets are lined with vintage shops, hidden courtyards and independent bookstores. We stop by a donation-based museum like the Musée Carnavalet, which offers free entry into the history of Paris. We grab a coffee or espresso for €2.50, sit by the square at Place des Vosges and soak it all in. The architecture, the quiet conversations, the casual elegance of local life. This section proves that Paris doesn't just live in the Eiffel Tower or the Louvre, it breathes in Montmartre's sketch pads, in Marais courtyards, and in the soft hum of cafes. And most of it costs next to nothing, just a willingness to explore. And finally, at number 5, sunset and street life. Night vibes without the bill. As golden hour rolls in, we head to the Seine Quays or Canal Saint-Martin, two of the best places in Paris to end the day without spending a dime. Locals line the water with wine, cheese and music. The sun reflects off the water and the buzz of scooters and laughter fills the air. It's casual, spontaneous and totally authentic. On the way, we stop at a small shop and buy a bottle of wine for around €5. Yes, good French wine can be that cheap. Pair it with leftover picnic snacks and you've got a full sunset spread with skyline views and zero cover charge. For dinner, we avoid the flashy tourist traps near the Eiffel Tower or Champs-Élysées and head into a local brasserie tucked away on a quiet street in the 11th arrondissement. Here we order a plat du jour, maybe roast chicken or a veggie quiche, with a side salad for €13, plus a soft drink or a small glass of wine. The vibe is cozy, the portions generous and the price honest. You're surrounded by locals, the waiter doesn't upsell you, and the bill is clear. No surprise service fees or inflated tourist menus. After dinner, we walk off the meal through Ile Saint-Louis, lit softly by lanterns, or catch a glimpse of the Eiffel Tower's shimmering light show from a bridge. It's a cinematic way to close the day, and it costs absolutely nothing. By now we've spent just under €80 or around $98 to $99, and we've eaten well, seen the best of Paris, and avoided every cliché trap. So what does $100 really get you in Paris in 2025? A full day of flavours, sights, culture and charm, without giving in to overpriced souvenirs or generic tour stops. We discovered that Paris is just as magical on a budget, as long as you skip the traps and follow the rhythm of the locals. Which city should we do next in our $100 challenge? Drop it in the comments. And if you enjoyed this travel breakdown, hit like, subscribe and tap the bell icon for more global guides that go beyond the brochure.